I felt good about letting go and just crying myself to sleep. It just opened me up to making the song for the people instead of me trying to going to the continent made me more comfortable. This is me, this is my roots.
Talks. I'm your host, Mia Bell, and we're here to unpack with Grammy winner, singer, songwriter, producer, hardworking father, husband, and creator of his latest It'll All Make Sense Later. Yes, Eric Bellinger, how are you?
I'm good, blessed, happy to be here.
Yes, you are glowing since you came back from the continent.
Yes.
And we're gonna talk all about it.
Okay.
But first, we gotta play a game.
All right.
A little icebreaker, see where you at with it, you know?
Win.
Now, this one is called First Time Feels.
Okay.
I want you to tell me the first feeling and whatever comes to mind when I give you these moments.
All right, cool.
Okay?
Yeah.
First song you ever wrote that made you say, I got this.
I don't want her. If they ain't looking, I don't wanna. So when I heard that beat, we were trying to go for a radio song, we was trying to go for a single, because I was a R&B artist, you know, slow songs was my thing. I was here to croon, but I needed to get on that radio, so that was definitely the song that did it and the song that enabled me to travel the world.
Now, first celebrity who gave you your props in music.
Usher. When I released Born to Sing Volume 3, he hosted a mixtape for me.
Which is crazy.
So he's on there, yeah, man, what's up? It's your boy Ursha. Introducing to my little brother. It was a vibe. It threw me in the game, and then here we go full circle. He's still doing it with the Tiny Desk performance that we recently did.
Yeah, and that was so beautiful to see because you guys have been working with each other for so long.
Yeah.
Now, your first purchase after you got that check, the big check.
Benz, right away, you know, in the apartment with the Benz in the garage. You know, that was me. And I was proud of it because really, you only gonna see me out in the streets. You're not coming to the crib. So I was outside with the CLS doing what I had to do. Credit wasn't there at the time. It is now. But I had to put a lot of bread down. So low key, like I have to check with Audi. And so was I.
Now, your remembrance of your 106 in Park debut, because you know we on BT.
Yeah.
What did it mean to you?
I got to sit on the couch, you know what I'm saying? And that's, you know, a very, very, very big goal of mine when I was younger.
Make some noise for the homie Eric Bellinger one time.
The fact that they brought a ping pong table out for me, I was like, what you like? I said, ping pong. That was dope, man. That was fire because that was also for the song, I Don't Want Her.
It's my new video, I Don't Want Her, featuring my man Problem, LOS, YFS, BCMG. Holla at your boy, let's get straight into it.
Aren't you really happy that you didn't choose football? We talk about this all the time. You had a scholarship opportunity and said no.
Said negative, man. I don't want to get hit. I just want to make hits. That's it. So I play in any type of game I can. You know, when they have like a flag football game here, a celebrity game here, and I'll be like, I'm so glad.
Right.
Because these knees, they don't work the same.
And now we get the vocals.
Yeah.
Now, tell me about this album. First of all, your third album in a year. I had to ask you if you were okay because this is a lot of work.
Yeah, this is my therapy. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and if, you know, I keep too many songs tucked away, I'm gonna feel behind in just opening up and sharing with people, you know, because I'm gonna always want to put out the songs.
Right, and that's why we're getting so much music.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you very much. Now,
whether you like it or not, here you go.
No, we were all pleasantly surprised too. Talk to me about the title and why.
Yeah, so while we were in Africa, driving the streets on the way to the session, we were speaking in present tense. Me and my buddy V Script from the NO. That's my dog. He executive produced this album, and he was just like, man, we gonna do this, and they not gonna get it at first, but it's gonna all make sense later. I promise it's gonna all make sense later. And it was natural conversation, but I was like, yo, I think that's the name of the album. You just said it. He said, what? And then after that, it just stuck to the point where we was like, all right, this is just a faith walk, you know, to where people may not understand or see what's going on now, but we know that what's ahead of us is much greater than what presents itself in the now.
Come on. Now, when it comes to thinking that people weren't going to get it, why? Is it because you were taking us to the continent and really introducing those sounds into your music?
Yeah, definitely, because it was just so different for me. You know, I got 40 albums out. All of them straight R&B.
Right.
I could rap. I've been able to rap, but I never want to do a rap album. The R&B singers that I really looked up to when they would make songs that crossed over too much pop, the black cultural system, I would see count them out. You know what I mean? And I didn't want that. So I was just like, yo, I'm gonna just be the R&B singer. But I think as I've grown older and wiser, I've learned more that it's not about them. It's about what God wants to say through me. I think also going to the continent made me more comfortable. When I went out there, I felt at home. This is me, this is my roots, you know what I mean? So I think you can feel it in the music.
When you get to Africa, it's welcome home.
I'm like, oh, okay, then press 3, hit 3 for me.
Right.
Yeah, let's get it.
So what did you learn in South Africa, especially about Amapiano, the differences in Afrobeat and all of it?
Man, the different sounds, you know, at first, Amapiano, to me, I did not know. What, you know what I mean? I'm like, what is the difference? But when you listen to the log drums and you listen to the aggression in the music, that alone separates the Afro beats. And for me, bringing the fusion of R&B was my safe place. You know, me being able to do my normal cadences, melodies, harmonies, arrangements, all that, I was able to be at home with the help of a lot of the people over there, making sure my broken English and my patois was all the way on point, because I ain't want to be out here
sounding
too
crazy.
West Coast, you feel me? You know, so I just wanted to pay that reverence, and I think the music and the new rhythms and the new tempo and the new drum patterns is what really took it to the new genre.
You were having your jam sessions and putting out, what, 3-4 records in a day?
Yeah, 3-4 a day minimum. You know what I mean? People say like, yo, how can you avoid writer's block when you have multiple people working towards one common goal? It's impossible to get writer's block because somebody gonna have something.
Now, if you ever get stuck, does that mean that you gotta move on, or is that when you include your collaborators?
I like to write about a real life situation, so it ain't gonna be no run out. It's like, this is real life. As long as there's another breath, there's another bar. I can make a left here, I can make a right here. It's a tunnel back there if you wanna go there, because it's not about the destination in the song, it's just the journey and enjoying it.
So does it start with the feeling for you of where, or a destination of where you're trying to go?
Yeah, for sure, because when I hear the music and I hear the beat, I'm already like, all right, this sounds happy or sad based off the major or minor chords.
Okay.
This is a party or a bedroom song based on the tempo and the beat. So it's like a lot of little things in the music that tells me what to write before I even pick up a pen.
That's necessary for a lot of people, especially if you're trying to learn something or two.
Yeah,
That's
you gotta
a great
read the
system
room
to go
and read
by.
the beat.
Yeah. Where would you say you are in your life that made you say,
Yes.
this is what I'm gonna do?
It's always been my job and calling to be the light in the darkness, I felt, you know? And I've been doing it for sure for a minute with the R&B songs, but I was able to really, really tap into that dance, that celebratory, that specific energy with this style of music. You know, like before there's a lyric or any melody, soon as the beat come on, you dancing.
Right.
You don't need nothing. So it's like, okay, so now let me just compliment and not complicate.
Let's go through the album a little bit. The cover, beautiful. The colors speak to me. Did you do that intentionally?
Yes, for sure. I'm one of those people that understands branding all the way down to a color. If you look at all of my albums, it's gonna have some purple in there, that royalty, you know? So walking into that door of the unknown, you know, it's a different portal, like what's going on in there? And I think my curiosity is basically what wraps up the album cover. Walking unapologetically and just being confident that, yo, y'all gonna get it later, you know? But like you said, I love that. You like, it's already making sense.
It does, especially with all the intention that you put into it. We have a few features on the project too, some that I'm really, really happy about because they're recognizable to me. And then there are some that are not recognizable to me, and I can't wait for you to put us all on because you have done that all across the board, not only in this album, but throughout your career. First, we gonna start with Conscience.
Yes.
Okay, now that's a dancehall aspect to it. Special, tell me about that record.
Special got 3 verses on there.
Yeah.
At first it was just, you know, me on the song. And when we were about to put it out, my manager Travis was like, hey, you wanna throw Conscious on there? I was like, You think he'd jump on it? You know what I'm
Of
saying?
course.
He sent it back the next day. And I just love this verse so much, man. I think it just took it to the next level, especially with having a legend like him on the song and just introducing me to a world almost like a cosign.
And introducing your fans into him too.
Exactly. It was listening and carefully curating who fits on what. Each person that we thought would be the perfect fit, we sent it to them, they said yes.
Were there any new acts that, you found through this process that we now all have our eyes on?
The song, No Coincidence.
Okay.
I wasn't familiar with Gecko. And my buddy at tennis club, he just low-key got him on the song and didn't tell me. He said, hey, you cool with a feature on there? I'm like, yeah, who you thinking? He just sent it and it was done already. He killed it, of course, because he was already on there. So shout out to Gecko for going crazy and shout out to Tennis Club for making that connection. Because that's what it's all about. This project, it represents bridging the gap.
And we love how you're doing it and including the women. That takes me to Miss Africa.
Woo, she been cold, been seeing her doing her thing. I was excited because we didn't have no girls. It was just all the guys, That's the last feature we got because I was waiting. I was like, we can't have that song without. So when they said she was down, I was like, we just gonna wait. I was glad we did because she gassed it and such a pure spirit. She was just so cool, so down to earth, ready to do more work. And that's what excites me the most is that a lot of these artists are excited to do more.
Shooting star, we got Oxlade.
I've been a fan of him, not knowing he was a fan of me. I'm like, what? The things that he had to say.
Oh, they in
me,
tune.
Things that he had to say, I was like, what? You for real? Because we think it's so far, but it's like 0 degrees of separation.
Yeah. Now, what would you say are things that you learned that you can bring back to R&B with this project?
Different pronunciations on my words and my vowels. I tend to elongate the melodies. I tend to sustain and hold things out. But I've learned to do things more choppy, even on slow songs, even on slow melodies. It makes it less about me and more about the intention behind the song. Like, people could sing along more. This is more a jingle or a lullaby now instead of me trying to, like, we can get those off, maybe live, but, it just opened me up to making the song for the people, to sing along.
Now, I want to encourage more people to visit the continent because something about the energy that you come back with is really powerful. Now, you came back and you bought a new piece. You feeling real African right now.
Need this?
I love the wardrobe. It feels like you just came back from South Africa.
Earth toned out, you know what I'm saying? It's important. It's important, man. While I was there, I was able to really just like log off from everything. But not only that, also just going to the different restaurants, trying the different food spots, hitting the different nightlife clubs.
What did you eat?
It was like, can I have some food with my seasoning? It was so good. Like, I had some cliff fish. I'm talking about when you finishing this the whole scale. I had never did
it was
that
like
before.
that, huh?
It was that vibe. It had me getting it off the fish scales, making sure I had every crevice. It was just so good, just catching the sunsets on the beach. I would walk out there by myself. Like, this was my trip to really let go. I had just went after tour. I had did an entire run in the States, 30 different dates, and then I went and did an overseas run, 15 more dates, and I went straight to South Africa. I didn't even go home. So that was really my rest, relaxation, rejuvenation, and rebirth.
And now you're getting ready to go on tour again.
Here we are.
When are you gonna take a break?
It's my calling.
Is this the break right now?
I gotta stay on the run. This is the break. I sleep on the plane. You know what I'm saying? When I'm on stage, it's like, this is just where I'm supposed to be. Luckily, I have the best support system, partner, teammate, and my wife holding it down. Man, the kids, they love what I do. They're old enough to understand. They come to the shows and they see their dad making them proud.
Yep.
It's an amazing feeling because I'm doing what I love to do and they're encouraging me to continue to do it.
And that is why the men gems that you drop.
Men gem.
Hashtag men gems that you drop are so important.
The husband priority is higher than the music. It's true.
Now I need you to go into that. You better look in that camera and tell the men. I don't know. There's a lot of men in this room. You let them know what those men gems are.
I'm telling you, before I was in a relationship, I was definitely outside working, doing my music and everything responsibly. But I was outside. I was here, I was there, I was everywhere.
Right.
And I think that was the incompleteness that I was trying to operate under that kept me stagnant.
Right.
Because I'm putting bird seeds here, I'm putting bird seeds here. It's like
Pieces
it's
of
a
you
waste of
everywhere,
time.
right.
Yeah. The royal oats is being sold, but at the same time, it's like, where's Eric Bellinger? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause now you have my mind over here, you have my thoughts over here, and I wasn't able to truly operate in my purpose, my calling, you know, because I'm somebody that is supposed to be, now I know, now I'm supposed to be the example. And we all are, but it's up to us to really hone in, to look at that man in the mirror and try to make the world a better place. More doors started opening when I was more obedient. You know, when I got a good woman that actually was able to teach me things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's a major factor, to have your partner be able to give and receive as well. It's a balance.
Where would you say you are spiritually?
Spiritually more tapped in than ever, especially
Intuitive,
now. Intuitive. It's a different life that I'm living every day when I wake up. Before I left on tour, I lost my mom. So this put me in a place where I was lost.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know how to operate without getting that daily pep talk from mom. Even if it was something that she had instilled in me since I was a child,
Right.
not being able to pick up the phone and talk to her while I'm in that hour of traffic. You know what I mean? Now it's just me and my thoughts. But while I was on the road, I received so much love from the fans, from my supporters. They bringing me t-shirts, pictures, thermoses, hoodies, pins, you name it, you know, so I felt like my mom was always there with me. I had pillowcases, blankets. They gave me that instant love, you know, but it was like, okay, but my mom's still not here, you know, and I'm still forced to operate, and I'm still forced to smile, and I'm still forced to sing. And I was somehow able to just find peace in knowing that she's here.
Yeah.
And she's still with me, that all of my lessons that I had learned from her, they still right here. You know what I'm saying? I know what she's gonna say before she said it. It was something about hearing it. But now it's just a spiritual knowing.
Yeah, you're protected and always now, and watching your every move, so you better make them good.
Gotta make them count.
Now, when it comes to dealing with grief too, is therapy a part of your circle right now?
It is. My therapist is actually a sound healer as well. So yeah, so we be having the bowls, chakras be aligned.
Yeah?
And she's able to tap in and hear things that give me the reassurance and confirmation that I be feeling. So I do recommend therapists. I just always recommend the right therapist. I think it was necessary. I knew I needed it, and I didn't even realize I was doing it, the therapy, until I felt good about crying. I felt good about letting go and just crying myself to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, it's different when you just let it all out and you don't try to be cool, like push the tears back. You know what I mean? Maybe sometimes when you out, you gotta do that because the most random thing can trigger those emotions. But it was the moments when I said, let's cry, let's yell. And, you know, when you get home, I don't know if I'm the only one I park, and I be in the car for a good 30 to 45. Oh, my bad, babe, I'm outside. I'm gonna be in a second.
That's me all the time.
But man, I call it the car office. You know, it's so much healing that takes place in the driver's seat.
Yeah. Does that force you also to just kind of look about and think about legacy? You know, where you've come from, how it's literally in you, not on you. When I talk about generations, your grandfather, first of all, I did not know that he was the songwriter when it came to the Jackson 5.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I think that's what always reminded me that Grandpa did it, I could do it.
Right.
You know, because not only was he writing for other artists, he was also the artist himself.
Yeah.
And it just let me know, like, I could do this. You know, I had the confidence, the utmost confidence. Also, just doing what I love, it gave me enough of a feeling of gratification just from doing it. And for me, it's always about the release and not the result.
So what would you say is some unfinished business that you have with the music? Because that's the last joint on the project.
Yes. So Unfinished Business is the last song on the album because the whole thing is a story. You know, it starts off with saying the energy is so pure, and then baby girl, you're special. And then when it gets to the end of the project, it just kind of leaves you hanging, you know? So that was my cliffhanger, just to let the world know subliminally that we got unfinished business. I got another album coming real soon.
Yeah. Because we know you don't play about those.
I can't play.
We got 3 in a year.
I can't play.
Now, before we wrap, I do want to play another game. It's called This or That.
Okay.
And I'm going to spit some greats out, so it's going to be hard for you to pick.
All right.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Michael Jackson. I love you, Prince.
Michael Jackson?
Going with the king.
Okay. Let's bring it up to modern times. Kendrick or Drake? Let me hear you say mustard.
Master! Yeah, nah, it's K-Dot all day, man.
Oh, yeah. How do you feel right now with this energy
Especially
that
the new
K-Dot is
album.
giving
Oh,
us?
man, I'm feeling good because it's the West Coast, but it's the evolution of the West Coast. You know what I mean? We used to have like certain songs, you know, that we could listen to when it's time to walk, when it's time to dance, when it's time to vibe, but he gave us those same energies with the refreshed energy of them.
Now, iPhone or the other thing,
Oh, no.
Galaxy, Samsung?
Listen, if you got a green bubble, you're in trouble. So it's definitely iPhone vibe.
Okay, now people gonna get at you for that because the Samsung lovers love their Samsung. And that camera, I heard it's better.
I heard it is, but
We wouldn't know. And that's
it's not
okay.
user friendly.
Are you a sugar or salt person in your grits? I'm about to judge you.
A sugar vibe.
Sugar?
Sugar vibe.
In your grits?
Butter and sugar.
Okay.
It's all you need.
Okay. People usually judge those who say that. But I will be open. Yeah, they judging.
I mean, you know, Pops used to be on jelly. Shout out to my dad. I was like, man, you OD with the grape too?
Yeah,
Not
that's-
even strawberry?
That's a little crazy. Let's bring it back to the music.
Okay.
Mary J. Blige or Mariah Carey?
I'm going with Mary.
Why?
Soul. I like the soul. The stage, the
bop.
bop, you know what I'm saying? And how she was just unapologetically herself. I think I'm learning more to do that, to just how to be yourself, because I definitely be on my Mariah polished, politically correct.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She
And
don't
I think
play about that.
it's powering.
Now, are you watching anything cool lately? Because I have The Shy or Snowfall.
It's crazy because,
You've seen neither?
yeah,
You don't have time.
I just don't like shows that corrupt the pureness in my mind.
Speak on that.
Moms didn't let me really watch rated R movies, and it really stuck with me to where I don't watch the scary movies. I need positivity. I don't want to see people dying. I don't want to see people cheating on each other. I don't want to see, you know, none of that.
And all of that makes sense, especially when it comes to your music, the way you've evolved, the way you continue to evolve. It'll all make sense to y'all later, but for us, it makes sense now.
We get it.
Yeah, thank you
We
so
get it
much
over
for
here.
being here.
Thank you.
BET Talks, Eric
Bell.
Bellinger.
Yay.
We did it.
Thank you.
Yes.